Okay, you right, sis. I figured out what Trump's agenda is. The hidden agenda that Trump has against Black America with this whole thing, right? This is what he's been planning the whole time. He is going to ship every single one of us. He's going to round us all up. It's only going to cost like $100,000 trillion, right? He's going to ship us all. He's going to put us in one of what is his name? Not Elon Musk, but the guy that owns Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He's gonna put us into one of his spaceships, and he's gonna ship us to Mars. Okay, and we're gonna have to figure out how to recreate civilization on Mars, right? And then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to enact an alliance with the Galactic Federation, okay, including the Anunnakis and the blue avians and the other like alien races that have been trying to help us throughout time, right? So we're gonna have to get their help. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a plan for how we're going to build up Mars and actually make it habitable for us to live. So that's the next thing that we have to do.
So if any black people want reparations
and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
trying to be all in the videos,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace. All right. Welcome. As you guys are coming in, I know this is kind of short notice on this here live, but if you could do me a favor and share this out as you are coming into this broadcast, like and share this video out. We are also broadcasting live on X. So if you are in the building, people formerly known as tweeters, if you are in the building, go ahead and chime on in. We are live. And I almost did not go live tonight, but I figured I needed to chime in and maybe give a little more piece of or chiming in on this particular situation. Let me stop this banner real quick. And again, as you guys are coming in, you will know where you're tuned in to. This is the Independent Black Voice. I'm your host, beatzillapdx official. And today we are talking about the essence of FBA disrespect. And, that's what has happened. So as you guys are coming in, like I said, this is very last minute live. So again, let y'all get on in here and spread the word. Right? Okay. Do some things here. In the meantime, what I can do is as everybody's coming in here, they know we are live. And this is not going to be a long broadcast, at least not playing. Unfortunately, everybody's gone today. And so one of those situations where at least I was the first one home, but I had to actually hit that AC. So unfortunately, it's a little slow to the cool down in here. So I got these lights on. So hopefully, I'm not looking too shiny and too slutty. There we go. No. Okay. got to do some things here. All right. Let's change this. Got to get to the subscribers only so I don't have my chat spammed. So if you are watching this on X live right now, go ahead and share this out on your X page if you would. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm going to have to fill in the description of this video. Like I said, this was last minute, but we are here. We are live. So just putting some things in some places, and then we will get going. Like I said, looks like people are tuning in over on X and here on YouTube. So as you're coming in, I know this is not a live that was really promoted until about 15 minutes ago. So we decided to go live about 20 minutes ago. So protocol haven't been established, as they say. Let me see who we have in the chat. As you're coming in, once again, this is the independent Black voice. Shouldn't be hard to figure out what we talk about here. But with that being said, Oyelis Cadence in the building. Salute to you, Oyelis Cadence. Thank you for being here as well, or as being a moderator on this good Wednesday evening. Thank you so much. We are now officially international. And we have Stolen Ancestors 1526. I appreciate you for being here, and thank you for being a member as well. Hope all is well with you. And that's a good sister, from the neck of the woods out here. And we have one who cares in the building. Good to see you in the building as always. Greetings. Thank you for being here and hanging out on this Wednesday. Got the SD. And we have Priscilla Taylor in the building. Jersey City is here. Hello. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Black First, everybody. Now, like I said, this is kind of impromptu, but, I wanted to kind of come back, and if you guys saw the video I posted earlier this morning, I spoke about this Essence Fest conversation that's going around, and I'm seeing some people try to spin it like, oh, this had something to do with Target, and they're going some roundabout way to find an excuse that it wasn't foundational Black Americans. Now, from what I am witnessing all over like TikTok and everywhere is the truth of the matter. I'm not seeing people about Target. I ain't seeing people talk about Target at all. Matter of fact, I'm seeing people talking more so about foundational Black Americans, which I think is a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. If you think about what people have been trying to say for the last few years, this group is a fringe group, and they're only on the internet. That attendance at the Essence Fest shows you something different. And that wasn't because of no Target. Because here's one thing that's very clear. Our Congressional Black Caucus, which is, of course, Boule affiliated, is very heavy laden with Caribbean immigrants. This wasn't about Target. This was not about Target. This was about foundational Black Americans. And so early in this broadcast, I can actually play part of our outro. Because at the end of the day, this is why they're really mad.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. You really got to do it. 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Don't you think it ain't? Don't you think it ain't? Hey. Okay, we got Rhonda Smith in the building. Yes, indeed. I've been missing the Saturday broadcast. I'm glad to catch live tonight. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here. And I understand, moving to I like Saturday afternoons. I do like Saturday afternoons. It allows me to I'm not coming off of being in motion. You know what I mean? Jesse Paris, a.k.a. Shay Nakamura. Black first. Yeah, it's been a minute since I seen you in the chat, man. Denver on the front line. Yes, indeed. Frontline Black News. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate that. Denver, Colorado in the building. That is where the family is from, if you didn't know. Yes, indeed. Yes. Back to Mundo. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. Because actually, one of the things I got to play is about that fair use. And Mr. Mac 25, I'm new to this channel. Do you support Trump or do you support them FBA Sambos? Tariq Nasheed, Phil Scott, Black Alpha, Afro Elite, Demetra K, Professor Black Truth, and Black Authority. As those being the fellow voices of new Black media, me being the architect of putting a lot of those voices in getting these people together under that banner, I would be responsible for that. Oh, by the way, the Black Alpha guy that you just mentioned, you might not know this, but he's one part of the Certified Truth. I'm the other. So, yeah, I do actually support those guys. Now, I don't know where you tied in Trump into Black American support. But see, here's the thing. And it's, I definitely let you get that off, and read what you said in its entirety. Although you have kind of mentioned this in my comments before. So I guess you needed to get it offline. Then, I guess you did. Now, let me respond. Where I stand as a man is I support my culture. I support my people. I support those who have supported us. Now, I don't like to piecemeal things out and pick in some. I don't do semantics. What I do, since I've lived enough life in this American continent, is I understand the contributions of our people. And see, the one thing that you guys need to understand, this is not a Tariq Nasheed thing. Tariq Nasheed is only echoing the sentiments of our grandparents and great-grandparents, to whom I guess that's a concept you don't understand. But see, it's because you haven't actually reached out to understand. You've only reached out to persecute. And this is actually a conversation. Thank you for actually mentioning that, because that aids to my point about what people call a diaspora war. Do you see what this brother just did? He immediately came out here and identified Black men and identified them as something. Now, foundational Black Americans are of a lineage. You could call African Americans, which is a late term. Do you understand why June is Black American Music Month? There's no African American in that. It's Black. When we say, like James Brown, I'm Black and I'm proud, there's no African in that. Why? Because with us who were born, especially in the 70s, wasn't no Africans. All Africans that we had a experience with started showing up around the early 80s as students. And even in the 60s and 70s. That's how you get Barack Obama. So you had students that always traveled over here and dropped children off. But nonetheless, they weren't citizens, but if their kid was born here, I guess they could be president. Now, that's neither here nor there. The one thing about that, though, is it does not change the lineage of my people here. Just like Paris said he's from Denver, Colorado. My ancestor here in America has a park named after him for being the first free Black American born in the state of Colorado. And then my family living through the whole gentrification to where they put Central Station. So this is American historic culture. Then we can go down to Vanport here in Portland, Oregon. That stems from the migration from Arkansas and Mississippi and some places of Texas up here to the Northwest for steel and for building things that would undergird our military, such as ships and tanks. This is foundational Black American culture, freedman culture, whichever you would like to call it. And now when we get to, these guys, I don't like them. You can like whoever you like. What I don't understand is, why was it necessary to disparage those brothers right off the rip? And again, you say you are FBA, but you don't pander to Trump like some FBA. You mean some Black Americans? Because you guys get caught up in this, and I guess that's what small minds do. But again, look at it this way. Call it what you want. Just call us for reparations. But at the end of the day, we're just simply talking family business here. And so when you say pander to Trump, you mean by not kissing the Democrats' ass or being a Democrat hater or exposing the Democrats for a 70, 80-year-long benign neglect policy against Black Americans? Or maybe it's the last election with all the failed promises, but right now they're have to spend all of this money to fix the problem that never should have been, because Joe Biden had more of his sights on establishing illegals. See, I think, again, thank you, Mr. Mack, for opening the door. Because do you understand what you're actually talking on? You have more to mention about Tariq than you do about the Democrats actively trying to replace Black American culture and Black American history out of Kamala Harris's own mouth. She said hip hop is a American cultural thing. It's not. It's Black American. Always has been. Just like soul music. It's not an American thing. And there's something that's been going on here lately with people with this lie. And I'll frame this and call it what it is. And so when you guys hear it, you guys will understand. So when people tell you Black American culture isn't just for Black Americans, pump your brakes. Is Asian or Chinese culture, is Japanese culture, is Thailand culture, their culture. What about Khmer, which would be Cambodia? Is their culture the same as Indonesia or Korea? No, they're all Asian, but they all have distinct, different cultures. However, when it comes to us, everybody got a part. Oh, you guys are just siding with Trump. You say that based on what? You people never can explain anything. All you did was call somebody Sambos. How are they Sambos? How are they pandering to Trump? Do you need a link to come up here and say this shit? Matter of fact, because I really don't like cowards. Mr. Matt, would you like to come up here and what you said? And the link's in the chat. Because, don't say somebody's just sitting up here not allowing you to speak. You want to stand on what you say? You can at least explain what you say when do people pander to Trump. I would love to know what that means. What does pandering to Trump mean? Because see, over here, you asked a question of the host of the title Independent Black Voice. First word. Well, I'm sorry. First word is the. But second word, independent. What about Trump is in independent? That always amazes me. I hear people ask me this. It's so asinine of a question. I got to wonder, are you guys okay? Literally in the name. Independent. You guys pander to Trump? Are you a Trump supporter? The independent Black Voice. I don't know what independent means to you. I guess it means Republican. But if that's the case, then you might need to examine your own personal spirituality and check yourself and make sure you're not part of a cult. Because independent sure doesn't sound like Republican. And saying that, well, you're not a diehard Democrat, why would I be? They've done nothing but crap on Black people. Mass incarceration of Black people in this country, never apologize to our community for that disaster. And then we have to sit up here and watch these people cry about the conditions of illegals when we have family members sitting up in prison who are citizens that can't get a letter through to a congressman to get a visit to their prison to check on the conditions, how these Black Americans are being treated. But I don't know. Maybe I'm pandering to Trump. Let me know. The link's in the chat. If you're going to say it, come in here and say it. Oh, you're pandering to Trump. How? Anyway, moving on. I just really wanted to come in here and hate on those guys because they're all better than me. But I mean, I just figured like at least I just typed their names, dude. Oh man, they're so much better than me. Man. The way you have to compensate for your inferiority complex is amazing. Look at the thumbnail. I'm Trump. First thing I'm gonna do is start talking about other men I don't know to another man. Go get you some therapy and go tell somebody for real what happened to you. But stay out of real men shit, because this ain't for you, son. Seeing right through that skirt. Again, go get some therapy and get some, discuss the things that have happened to you. Maybe you can get past that. Because that's a lot of energy focused on men. That, unless that's your thing openly. Which by Mr. Max 25, I don't think so. I think you're still trying to front and pose. So I guess you probably give an extra machismo because, yeah, I got to put it on because you hiding something. Oh, this is the wrong place for you, baby. RVJ, what is going on, player? Good to see you. Black First from South Carolina. Yes, indeed. We are coast to coast up in here tonight. Yeah. Sybil in the house. Sybil in the house. Yay. Hey, you made it for a live. Good to see you. Good to see you. I know I see a lot of y'all for the replay gang, and I appreciate y'all because I know my members. I just don't usually see y'all in the live, so glad to catch you and glad you are catching the live. So salute to Sybil. Thank you for being here, being a member, and hanging out here on this good Wednesday evening. And she's shooting out some shouts out to the chat. And we have Whitey. I love being white. Trump has did many amazing things to help you colored people. Well, thank you, Whitey. You know, and then you actually put it in there twice. Okay, thanks, Bot. But, you know, let me be clear on that. No. But he has done things that by way do affect us in a positive way. So that's fine. But no. See, and again, at this point, he's already in there. There ain't nobody that had to pander to us. It's the rest of the Republicans that need to figure out what they want to do with their futures. See, the Democrats just got a good, valuable lesson, and they're still learning it. The Shields are having a problem understanding it. But it is these mics over here at this Black Grassroots and the New Black Media that led 90 million people to the couch. So I don't know what we're going to do about pandering to Trump when we actually hold the biggest number. Try again. Anyway, moving on. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Antithesis in the building. Black First, Valdosta, Georgia. And thank you for being a member. I appreciate you for being here. And, you know, my dad is around that way. Lady Effa in the building. Black First from Columbus, Ohio. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a member. And I see a DSM Sinister in the building. Whitey, explain color to us. TT Summer. Africans are busy running their mouth about Donald Trump. They have signed over their minerals. Donald Trump may exacerbate the issue. In the end, they will receive nothing. I don't doubt that at all. And you see some people had to chime in. Yeah. You know, it's funny. You know, this is my first time watching this channel. And, you know, that right there is a lie. But whatever. It's not. There's people, you know, you do this. Oh, man, stop. But this is how people do. You know, they got to come in here and lead with the lie. Well, I've never seen this. I'll come up and talk. The link is in the chat. What you talking about? I'll come up and talk. No, obviously you won't. Oh, there he is. Good job. Good job, young man. And first, let me give a shout out to Antithesis. Shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Now, let's get this brother up on stage. All right. Now, Mr. 25, what is it that you say is pandering to Trump?
All right. So first of all, I live in Southern Ohio, but I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm not no chump, a punk, whatever. I'm a UFC fighter and a boxer. So anyone wants to deal that, look at my channel. I'll unblock all my
You went
videos and
right
show
off
you
the
my
rip
fight.
with it.
So whatever. I'm not no punk.
I got
dude.
it.
I'm not a punk. So I'm just saying.
I see it.
I'm not the roughest dude, but I hold my own. So anyways, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I'm not a Kamala Harris fan at all. But all I'm trying to say is that when you look at Tariq Nasheed and all the other dudes I called out, they used to be against Trump when he was first his first term of president years ago. Now,
Hmm.
all of a sudden, they pander to him so much. It's crazy. If you listen, we all used to be, including me, against black conservatives like Officer Tatum, Candace Owens, them two goofy twins, conservative twin, I can't remember their name. They
Yeah, I
all
know you're talking
talk
about.
like white supremacists, and we all used to
Yes,
be against them. We all, and I'm
still
still
are.
against them. Tariq Nasheed, I used to get on his shows and talk. I used to get on Black Alpha shows and talk all the time when he had stuff with him. We all used to be
Mhm.
against them, but now when you listen to them talk, they sound like them dudes. They sound
How?
like them because
How?
they pander to Trump. Look at they. Not trying to disrespect.
No, 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 no,
Not
no,
trying to
no, no.
disrespect your channel.
No, no. Just give me one example of what you would call pandering. Because see, I don't want to just call out a phrase. Name like it. Walk me through a scenario that where you were saying this demonstrates pandering.
What they do, what they do. How can you? And like I said, I'm not a Democrat because I'm independent. I think Democrats are a bunch of punks too. So, and don't get me wrong, I put them down. Some people that have Democrat channels, I get on there and say stuff about them too. So I'm not pandering to them. So let's get that out of the air for anybody that says he's a Democrat shoe or a tether. No, not that. But
Right.
what I'm saying, when you look at Black Alpha stuff, he puts Trump up like he's unreal. I mean, he puts Trump's going to save us. And he's even said in this thing, I want Trump, I want Trump. And sit the couch or vote for Trump. And what I'm saying, man, and Tariq does it too. And if you, like I said, if you go back to, Tariq just put a video up about Republicans and Democrats. And all he
Mhm.
does is bash Democrats. Now, I'm not a Democrat. So don't say I'm a Democrat for the people in your comments. He's a
Okay.
tether or a troll. He
No,
just put a
no,
video
no,
up,
no,
and
no.
all he was talking about, listen, he was talking about going to Montana. He was in Montana, Idaho, and all the places. Dude, I've fought in them places. Them places are racist, dude. Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, they hate black people. And Tariq is like,
Yes.
yeah, black people should go there. That's a nice place. They're not racist. They're not, dude. He's a freaking agent, dude. He's an agent setting people up. He's telling black people to go there. And then he's up there saying stuff like, oh, Republicans ain't really that racist. It's Democrats. And yes, Democrats are racist. Democrats are very racist.
No, 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 no.
Malcolm X,
Now let me clarify something. Now, because what you saying is not entirely true. Now, is there a lot of Democrat bashing? Yes. I think you are missing the political position here. Now, nobody in none of those names that you mentioned have ever advocated voting for Trump. Now, now that he's in office, now with the other part of it, seeing how Trump getting elected did work to our benefit. So this is the thing. What were we fighting against for Black America in this last election? We were
you were
fighting
fighting,
against this
but
mass immigration. Again,
but
mass
the main
immigration,
thing
absolutely.
Tariq kept
No, it
saying in
wasn't.
our
No, no,
Black
no.
House
Listen.
is
No,
reparations,
listen.
and we're never
Listen.
going to get it.
No, again. You're now you jumping around. Just follow me here. We're talking about the best scenario because see, y'all think that it's some of y'all. I can't say you, but there are people who believe um, the folks that are nicest to you in your face are somehow the best means of getting something, and you can't get anything from staunch white supremacists. Do you understand this entire country was full of staunch white supremacists at one time?
Bro, I live in Brooklyn, New York. I know how white folks
So,
are on both
well,
sides. They don't
clearly,
like us.
because
They don't like us, and I
and
don't
you
like them.
exactly. But see, here's the thing. when you're talking about Democrats, Democrats are a white-led party. There is zero difference in the leadership of the Democrats than there is the Republicans. There's no,
I know.
and I mean, and at the end of the day, realistically, they're all puppets for where they take money from on that other side of the pond over there. You understand
And
what I'm
see,
saying? So,
and to be honest with you, I respect you for saying that. They both are the same bird. They both don't like us. But
right.
what I'm saying, I've watched every Black Alpha thing, man. And Tariq, they've never said what you just said. I've watched the last 2 years, years of them. They have never said they both are the same bird working for white supremacy. They've never said it. You just said it. They've never said it.
No, I've
They
heard
pretty
both of
much
them
have a.
say that.
I've never
They've
heard them
both
say it.
said that. They've
I've
both
heard him say
said
it
that.
years.
Both
I've heard him say. I've heard him say it years ago. I heard him say it years ago before Biden got into office. I've never heard him say it when
right.
Kamala started running. And I'm not no Kamala fan. I don't like her at all. And I'm gonna let you know straight up for the people, whatever. For the people, whatever in the comments, he's a tether and all this. Fuck the tether stuff. Well, I'm not trying to disrespect your show like that, but I'm just
Oh no,
saying
I got
I'm
you.
not a, I'm
No,
I'm not a tether. I'm not a Kamala fan. And who's ever president, no matter who it is, they're selected and they're
right,
going to do what they're going to do. It don't matter if it's Trump. I have nothing
right.
personally. I'm from where Trump from, but I'm just saying it don't matter who's president. They're selected, and the new world order is going to be continued no matter who it is. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
So I'm not laying
Well,
everything
I
on
think you're
Trump, but
missing. No, I think you're missing something. Because what a lot of people do when they hear people not kissing Democrats' ass, you automatically go, see, it's like it's either left or it's right. And where we are right here with the independent Black voice, that's the point. If you cannot talk to me and talk left or right because we are not neither. Our agenda is right here. So whatever Black America needs out of this situation, whether the rest of the country wants to go left or wants to go right, at that point, do we have to actually pick a strategic strategy to getting what is best for us out of the scenario? Doesn't
no.
that make sense to you?
Yeah. Now I will say
Okay,
one thing too.
well then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. I guess this could sum it up real easy. Who do you think we would be better off with, Trump right now, or do you think we would be better off right now with Kamala Harris?
Neither, because
That
Trump's
was your
bringing
only
in
two
white.
options,
Yeah, I know, but Trump's bringing in white South Africans, and he's bringing in all these white people that hate us, and then
right?
deporting.
But see, we still not
Then he's
got we
deporting
bring
black
it
and
back to
brown
the
people.
boardroom though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but
he's
we got to bring
deporting.
it back to the table.
And see,
See,
listen, what I'm
and
saying,
that's my point. And now I get it because
they're both terrible.
where you're getting confused is the you're receiving the message from a place of however you are viewing these folks. What I'm asking you is the strategic movement maybe that might be in their actions and what they're saying. Again, who would we as Black America be better off with right now? Because see, we're living today. So you know how your life is right now between the inauguration from now to then. So we do have some understanding that we can answer. I think I'm better off with this guy.
That's a
That so
hard
for
thing for
you,
me to say, man, because
but it's
I'm
a
gonna tell you
reality.
because I'm from, like I said, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and brother, we don't play shit there. You know what it's like. Ain't white people there.
Yeah,
There's tough white Italian boys. There's tough, but we fight.
right.
We fight. But now
Yes,
my
indeed.
job here has done sent me to Southern Ohio. Southern Ohio, right 10 minutes from for the last 3 years. From West Virginia and Kentucky. Yeah, I'm down here with these people. With these
Yeah.
people. And
Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna tell you what it's like down here. I'm gonna tell you what it's like down here. You see a bunch of Confederate flags on trucks, churches, Confederate and Trump flags. I'll go into a store
Mm-hmm.
or somewhere and people will be like, oh, people, and what's weird, people know of FBA. People know down here of FBA people, and what they're saying is like, oh, the colored people down here, them colored people, they're helping make America white again. And I jumped in this white boy's face, and I was like, what the fuck you talking about, cracker? He was like, well, yo, Trump, these blacks is fighting blacks. Blacks is getting more blacks and brown people out of the country, and Trump's bringing in more white folks. I almost was going to clock him, but then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? That is true. That is true. America is getting more whiter with Trump bringing in these, and Lord knows he's probably brought in way, way more than what we're being told on all the news. It's fake. And then he's getting
Well,
rid of more brown and black people. And
okay.
I'm not for Africans and Jamaicans and all, but New York's filled up
Uh-huh.
with a lot of them. I'm friends
Right.
with a lot of Haitians and Jamaicans and Mexicans and a lot of people. I'm friends with a lot of them and Puerto
Right.
Ricans. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
friends with a lot of them. So yeah, me being an FBA, I'm not going to hate on them like some. You seem like a good guy.
Mhm.
I will say that. I will say that
Thank you. I appreciate it.
you seem like a fair, good guy. And
I try
I'm
to
not
be.
going to say them other I'm not going to say them other dudes no more, because you say you kick it with them, but
Mhm.
they seem to be, to me, and some for others in New York that I know, they
Mhm.
seem to be wanting to get this black fighting Mexicans and blacks fighting blacks. And that's doing the white supremacist job. And the white supremacists are sitting back laughing at it. I'm telling you, I'm down here where where these people are at. I'm in
Well,
law
no.
enforcement
I
too.
mean,
I'm in law enforcement too, so they're not going to mess with me.
okay.
I'm in
Well,
law.
see, well, that's okay.
They they
No, no,
love
no,
this.
no, no, no. Again, let me clarify. Again, see, we're going to a specific political strategy now. When you say Sambos, because again, you also put that label out there too. Um,
Yeah, maybe I
I
shouldn't have
see.
done that, but
Okay, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that because again, I believe that, and I know brother Alpha, that's again, like I said, that's my partner. But uh, these brothers have rolled in this black empowerment sector, especially Tariq, for a very long time, and it's not everything is televised. Not everything is because again, when you've been doing this for so long, putting it on social media, everything is not really, you kind of feel some kind of way about it because the work is real. So you don't do this for the sake of like, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? It's if somebody is life is being enhanced or helped by whatever we're doing, maybe it ain't necessarily for everybody to know. My thing is this: when we are getting down to the nitty gritty of strategic political maneuvering, and here's something that I just want to ask straight up: if you can just say yes or no, was our strategy of voting for the couch? Because see, by this way, we neither say that, and that's the most independent you can be.
yeah,
Because I'm saying I'm
I didn't
not
vote.
wanting these policies and I'm not wanting these policies until somebody start talking to me. We going to the couch.
Right. And I didn't vote at all either. I didn't vote. I didn't vote for her. I don't like her. I don't like Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like Trump either. So I'm just saying, but
Right.
it just all I'm just trying to say is, especially Demetria K, this chick up here named Demetria K, works for Phil Scott. Oh my God. I mean, they Trump to death, bro. I'm like, what the hell, bro?
No,
And then I
again.
was on her show. I was on her show one night, and was
Mm,
talking like that. She goes, you love Kamala. I can't stand Kamala. I didn't vote. I didn't vote. I don't
right.
like Kamala.
Right.
But you're a tether. You're a tether. You're light skinned. You're light skinned. You're not no FBA. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's what I'm saying, bro. Some of these
No,
people, and I'm not
I
saying
feel you.
all, they seem like, this seems like the government to me has got black people against black people. I mean, it's
Well, that's
crazy.
nothing new. Well,
The
okay.
the white folks ain't doing it now. It's black. If you look at all the channels now, FBA channels or Pan African American channels and all of, It's talking about
Mhm.
black against black, or black people doing this, black people or this or that. We're not even talking too much. I'm not saying you
So
individually, but we're
no,
not even
no, no, no.
talking
Well,
about
so
white. We're not
well,
talking
no.
about white supremacy hardly no more.
Let me go back. So let me go back to I guess this would be 2022, maybe late 21, 20, somewhere around 22. I wish Judy Israel was in the building. And I put out a video, and it's just right before the big space that blew up, and everybody started getting aware of our delineation movement. But I did a video because we were talking about the delineation, and the video I made, and it's titled "FBA is closed for construction and closed until further notice." Now, the reason that is because we as a people being in this country, we have never had any time just to focus on ourselves, heal ourselves, and take our goods with our bads, but at least just be. And for us, see, so starting just in these past few years, you got all of these other groups with other agendas. Now, when that happens and we're sitting over here kind of removing ourselves from these other agendas as we see they don't have anything to do with our benefit, now all of a sudden it's a war. It's a diaspora war, and that is not the case. What the situation is, we recognize through 400 years plus being 400 plus years being in this country, on this land, dealing with this wicked beast, that we as a people have not had time to heal, and we're still operating in active real-time trauma. So the best thing for us to do is remove ourselves from every other group's fight.
Everybody,
And
exactly.
that's what we've done. So but people,
Everybody.
you got to realize, when people have this entitlement, and I think everybody misses this, because people can have a nice little soft tone or soft phrasing because they're used to conning where they come from. But here in America, we're the ones that are open. So when a person comes and says, I'm going to come and take your culture, matter of fact, I'm going to say, I created this in your culture. And we say, hey, no, you didn't. Hey, man, you're being divisive. This is the talk of a con man. You understand?
Yep.
And now, not
Yep.
a lot of us understand that. And so we say, oh, man, we kind of being mean to him. And I got a few African friends, but at the end of the day, you have HBCU takeovers now. And let me just be quite honest. Look at the screen, brother. This is the Battle of Jollof. We did not create this battle. See, that's the thing that everybody misses. It ain't FBA that started that. It was the silent trickery that had been going on all of this time under our noses, to the point to where we got maybe 20 to 15 to 20% actual tied to our lineage in our own congressional black caucus. That ain't us. We didn't do that. That's not the strategic move from us. And let's just be even more clear, brother. Who has the facility and the backing and the bread to facilitate such a hostile takeover? Do you know anybody black in America who can afford that?
Nope. White men
This
rule
is
pretty
my
much
point.
everything here. They rule everything
So
here
what?
in
So
America.
then again, so when you talking to FBA in this grassroots, this is the only group that has actually got hip to the con. Outside of us, ain't nobody talking like this. And so I get it. It's new, it's rough, it's brash. Because at the end of the day, we are just saying, hey, you, brother, I got you. You, sister, I got you. But them over there, they ain't no good for you. Not that I'm hating on them right now, but their agenda ain't ours. And their agenda is literally stabbing us in the back. To have a congressional black caucus, to only have 15 to 20% Black American in there. That is a conspiracy that is on display real time. So what do we do then? Do we now say because we're that little tiny percent, we're starting a war? How does that make sense? We've
Bro,
been warred
no,
against.
yeah, we're not. Um, I don't care. We're still way outnumbered by white folks. I mean, we can fight. I can fight. You can fight,
Mm-hmm.
but we're still outnumbered. It's just like Nearly Full said. We're in a prison. Black folks here. We're in a prison planet, dog, and
Mm-hmm.
we way outnumbered. No matter what we do. Of course, I don't think we're ever going to go back to slavery because I think we're too.
Hell
I
no.
kill because I'm gonna kill one of them.
Hell
I'll
no.
kill. I'll probably, I'll eventually get killed. I'll get killed, but I'm gonna kill some too.
Hey.
We're never going to go back to that. But if some war broke out realistically with all the white
Mm-hmm.
folks, we're not going to win. I mean, and I am a fight. I'm just saying we're not
Mm-hmm.
going to win if the war. Because look at what happened in I'm glad we had this discussion. Look what happened
Mm-hmm.
in Tulsa, and back
Mm-hmm.
in what was it, 1921 or 1980? I can't remember right off. It was a
Yeah,
black
yeah,
town,
yes.
black city.
Black Wall Street. Mm-hmm.
Black Wall Street. I mean, they had it
Yes,
going,
sir.
man. They had it going, and just from some crackers lying and jealous, they brought the
Mm-hmm.
military. They destroyed thousands and thousands. So I'm just saying,
Right.
them crackers got so much. I hate to say it.
Right.
They got so much on their side that yeah, we're not going to we're not like the '60s no more. We're not going. I'm not taking up
No.
on none of them. I'm fighting,
Well,
but
also
we're not going to
again,
win.
well, and again, you have more tools at your disposal. I just
Right,
think you're
right,
overlooking those. You
right,
understand what
right.
I mean? So
Yes,
what
yes,
I'm saying is start instead of just viewing things from one lens, expand that out because this is a vast enemy that we are dealing with. So we can't be so narrowly viewed and saying, okay, no, sometimes it's like the movie, everything at once.
yes.
Brother, I appreciate you coming up from up here, man. And I man, if I came
I
off
got
offensive, I apologize.
no, me too, man. I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
Don't please everybody here listening, don't go to Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. It's filled up with Aryan Nation, bro, and Nazis.
For
No,
real.
seriously, look it up. Don't go. I don't care what that person said. He might have went, but don't go. They don't like you. I fought there before. And then here where I
Mm-hmm.
live at, like I said, in Southern Ohio, it's basically Kentucky and West Virginia. I'm law enforcement. But dude, it scares me down here. It's
No, I bet.
terrible. Just where they sent me. I'm making good money, but and then I went
Mm-hmm.
over to West Virginia a couple times and went down to Virginia a couple hours away, and the black
Mm-hmm.
people there, they're country bumpkins that act white. I mean, I'm
Mm.
serious. I don't. They're brainwashed, bro. They're like black and
Wow.
they all act like Officer Tatum and stuff. It's crazy. It
Oh,
is crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of
oh,
them there in West Virginia and
okay.
Virginia that act white, and
Mm-hmm.
they were probably born and raised there. So I mean, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy,
I got it.
and it scares me. It's crazy. It's scary. I mean, you have to watch your back down here,
I
and
got it.
like I said, rebel flags, all this. I mean, it's crazy. It's
Yeah, no
crazy.
doubt. No
But,
doubt. All
but
right,
hey,
brother.
thank you for
So
letting me come on, man.
yes, sir. I thank you for coming up, man. Thank you, brother, for being open.
Definitely come up again and chat sometime. It won't be like this next time. So
No doubt, brother. Black
because
first.
I got a lot to say about Democrats too. Because I mean I'm
Oh,
on
yes,
them too,
indeed.
brother. I'm on them
Yes,
too.
indeed.
So black
I could
first, brother.
appreciate that, man. Black
All right.
first, brother. Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, and hey, I'm glad we had that discussion, man. I see some of y'all came on in as we were talking. I appreciate y'all. Let me see who I'm looking at. Ah, Miss D, six woman sports. All right. So-called black people undermine us. but to many Black Americans, let Africans and Caribbeans disrespect you. Yeah, I guess you were referring to the conversation, lady. Lady F said he sound ignorant. Nah, he got to his point. That's why I wanted to make sure I let him get into what he had to say. And he made some good points. Of course, I have to strongly disagree about his sentiment against brothers. Phantom Beat says more cheap white labor. White Americans can't figure that out. That's their problem. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. And so, again, sometimes people hear what they want to hear. No, I've had that happen to me. Alicia Hill said, right, we're American. We don't do global. Thank you. We do not. And, I think for a lot of us have had that. You said, but he a cop though? You said he in law enforcement. Law enforcement, that could be police or CO. So you could be doing CO type of stuff. You say, you sound ignorant when you're under pressure out there on your own. Most folks are in a comfortable circle. You said you in Colorado, you've been to Wyoming too. I've been to mall security. Oh man, y'all got jokes. Now you say law enforcement. I would lean towards CO. Not actual on the street. It's contrary to popular belief. Some of these COs make more money than police. In this city, the jail COs for the sheriff, man, please, they caking out. They retire on them damn jobs. You should see the people because it's right before you're leaving downtown. Although I'm not downtown anymore, you ride past all of these heavy set, look like they got bad knees and achy feet, walking into the parking lot by the police station. Oh man. But you also got the in shape CO. So I would think my man, because he's also working now, he probably a federal CO. Because you gotta be active if you're in the feds. So he doing that, MMA shit, that it goes right on in line with having to be a CO of the Fed. So I could believe that. Oh God. Lord. Now back to where I was going. And I'm glad though he brought something up, because again, and that's what I really wanted to get into, because people talk to us about this diaspora war. There ain't no war. It's we simply have just shored up our gates and have moved accordingly. I think, again, personalities, and people are gonna gravitate to who they gravitate, and then people are going to be repelled by the things they don't like or the things that rub them the wrong way. So I wanted to make sure that he understood what I believe these brothers' objectives are. Of course, I can't vouch for anyone telling you to vote for Trump. Professor Black Truth advocate, I think out of all of us, has been probably the hardest against Trump, nonstop. So, but even again, it's one of those things where you recognize what's the best strategy for the moment. Just like Dr. King was saying about political nonviolence. It was feasible and strategically feasible at that time. Not saying that that was going to be the moniker forever, how these folks try to tell you, because that's what they want you in your mind, get you back into good trouble. No, we ain't gonna get you. Ain't nobody beating nobody in the head today unanswered. That's not happening. You know? So, okay. Plug my phone up here. So, where I wanted to go is back to this Essence Festival. And but first, for those of you who are in here now who did not see the beginning of this broadcast, I want to play something for y'all real quick, because when I saw this cracked me up. So we do have a woman that has figured out how Trump actually plans to deport foundational Black Americans.
Okay, you right, sis. I figured out what Trump's agenda is, the hidden agenda that Trump has against Black America with this whole thing, right? This is what he's been planning the whole time. He is going to ship every single one of us. He's going to round us all up. It's only going to cost like $100,000 trillion, right? He's going to ship us all. He's going to put us in one of what is his name? Not Elon Musk, but the guy that owns Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He's gonna put us into one of his spaceships, and he's gonna ship us to Mars. Okay, and we're gonna have to figure out how to recreate civilization on Mars, right? And then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to enact an alliance with the Galactic Federation, okay, including the Anunnakis and the blue avians and the other like alien races that have been trying to help us throughout time, right? So we're gonna have to get their help. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to make a plan for how we're going to build up Mars and actually make it habitable for us to live. So that's the next thing that we have to do.
Oh, whoever that sister is, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Go around us up and put us on the spaceship. Oh, the FBA, don't you know you're next? I mean, it is like when you think of the cost, like, what are you talking about? It wasn't feasible after slavery. Like, what the hell are we going to do with all of these Negroes? But you know, that's just another, that's just another avenue. Oh my God. Oh, we got laughs. We got laughs in the chat. ADOS invented country, rock, hip hop, gospel, and more. Yes, indeed. That's a fact. And thank you for being here. Whew. Oh. Sing down on the ride. Sing down on the ride. Sing down. Woo-wee. Oh. What did I just hear? Hey, sugar. Oh, Lord. Lord. All right. Now, getting on to back to the Essence Fest. I knew y'all would get a kick out of that. It's like if y'all wasn't here, if y'all wasn't here, oh, oh, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, she was trolling, folks. She, you know good and well she wasn't serious. But the way she did it with such a straight face is classic. That's that comedic genius right there. So salute to that sister because that is freaking hilarious. Oh, thank you. Yeah, every down there, you need a good laugh. You know what I'm saying? And so going back to this, I'm going to play this next little clip here. And family, when we talk about diaspora wars, just know, oh no, see, we're celebrating all of these cultures. This says jollof rice versus jambalaya. Where is this even a conversation? That's so one-sided it ain't funny. Like, y'all understand? Like, somebody, if they're bringing it to you, that's almost like somebody's like, yeah, man, man, I like what you got. Man, you got a new car? Man, I need me a new car. It's a nice watch, man. I need to get me one of those. It's low-key covetous. And it's also kind of grimy. Right? So, when people now turn around, man, I don't understand all of the backlash that's going on with this Essence Festival. People are hating. I'm seeing all these disrespectful videos. Essence Fest, Black American culture. Well, things evolve. What about Black American culture evolved into African culture? Do you hear what people are? So we got to talk about that real quick. Again, I'm not planning on being here too long, but there's a couple of videos I'll need to go through. And we're going to start with this.
What happened to Black American heritage at Essence Fest? So it's night 1 or night 2, and there is a lot of complaints coming through, and the common consensus is the culture has shifted. It no longer feels like us. And honestly, that makes sense because the people in charge now do not value Black heritage. Essence Fest used to be known as the Cookout. It was created in 1995, created to center Black American heritage, the music, fashion, beauty, political power. It was basically like the family reunion created by Black people for Black people. Soul food, a little gospel, a little trap, NOLA. It was a culture that you felt deep in your chest. But now, not so much. It feels somewhat curated, corporatized, and it no longer feels like it centers us. The current CEO of Essence is a former DEI executive for Target. So the very thing that Black Americans are protesting, she was the center of, and now she's the center, well, she's the head, the CEO of Essence. Upon more research, I found out that she is originally from Kenya, and she moved to the US when she was about 10 years old. The point of me bringing that up is she doesn't seem like she values Black American heritage, because if she did care, the festival will still reflect the very people it was built for. And seeing as though that's not the case, I can't help but think that she does not value Black American heritage. Instead, it's become a space that uplifts everyone else aside from Black American heritage. That shift is starting to feel really intentional. Local Black vendors are being pushed out. Local creators and influencers are overlooked completely, all while being the very representation that is needed for Black-centered heritage in the South. It doesn't make any sense to me. It has slowly become a place that has been curated for optics and not community. This very thing is exactly what I was talking about in my previous videos when I asked the question, where are the Black American beauty creators? The answer is, we're being pushed out of the very spaces created and centered for us. And not just pushed out of these spaces like Essence Fest, but panels, brand deals, sponsorships, media. And all of this didn't happen by accident. It has happened through leadership, branding pivots, and sponsorship deals that prioritize global blackness. Global blackness, a movement that often leaves out the specific culture and heritage of Black Americans. And when brands talk about inclusion but sideline the very creators who made the culture, we should all be asking, if Essence no longer feels like us, who is it for?
And again, thanks to Mr. Mack for coming up and, having that conversation. And if you guys, were here for that, you heard me tell you. We didn't create this diaspora war. It is something that has been taking place, a cultural hijacking. But it's been sponsored. You think Time Warner buys Essence up to sell it to a Black person? These places buy these entities, just like BET. They buy these Black entities to control what gets marketed to Black America. And see, this is where we weren't paying attention on how long they had been getting over on us doing this. I heard, what's that dude, Clay Daniels and Reese Colbert. They were on his radio program. He got a serious show, right? And they're talking, Reese Colbert, from what I understand, she is foundational Black American. Stop with the lie that Black American culture is for everyone. Black American culture is from Black America. We do not belong to the world. We belong to us, and our creations belong to us. The rest of the world admires foundational Black American freedman culture. That does not make it available or up for changing by way of an outsider. Coming from the descendants of slaves does not make us an immigrant. It does not have us coming here or fleeing our homeland because we are here. And then you take somewhere where literally the United States government bought slaves. New Orleans, the Louisiana Purchase, to where some Black Moors enslaved by the French who never made it to the Caribbean because their Caribbean stopped as far south as New Orleans. Meaning they weren't in Haiti. They might have families that were shipped there. But this whole thought that there's a bunch of Haitian slaves coming back up to America, where is that coming from? No. And not to mention, do you realize that the biggest slave plantation, one of the biggest ones, was in Arkansas? That man had enough money to go buy a whole plantation worth of slaves in South Carolina and haul them back to Arkansas. So one of the reasons why the Louisiana Purchase was important was even that territory that was built up solely based on slaves. Oh, by the way, French Black slaves. So then when America bought that territory, we all became American. See how that works? So you hear these people come out here, man, you look like this, you look like that, because when they tell you we are an ethnogenesis, Yeah. How many of y'all in the chat, if y'all have talked to them old folks in your family and asked them, where do we come from? How many of y'all family tell you come from the French? They tell you come from France. You were enslaved Moors from France. But Africa, brother. And see, all the stage, you can't. American slavery, that's just how ignorant these people are. It wasn't the only slavery on this land, partner. Why do you think they needed to get that territory? And that territory is, y'all better look at them old Indian maps. I don't know what these folks be talking about. You guys act like you're Native Americans. What are you talking about? What are they celebrating down there in Mardi Gras? Oh, it's the Caribbean. Really? Our culture, boy. Yeah, Reese Colbert, no. Our culture ain't for everybody. That's ridiculous. However, there are idiots that come out and say stupid shit like that. In fact, let's take a look at one. Because these people believe that our culture is just supposed to be some kind of smorgasbord of cool, I guess. But no, we the big Lowrys on the planet, baby. Everybody just wish they could be as seasoned as us. That's simple.
Much global blackness at the cookout. People saying Juneteenth is American, not Pan-African. They show is mad that Essence is run by a Kenyan woman, even trying to separate our struggle from those attacked by ICE. Newsflash.
Juneteenth is only about Black Americans because it's only talking about the freedom of slavery. Is July 4th about the Haitian Revolution? About Ugandan independence? Is it about the Congo? 4th of July, let's do some fireworks. Yay, for the Congo. But when it come down to our stuff, everybody, here they go. Man, you act like it. Then what else is Juneteenth about? When did it become a multicultural thing?
Black American culture has always been global. Y'all didn't say nothing after the Haitian Revolution. What? All them Haitians pouring into New Orleans shaped the culture y'all love at Essence to this day. Let's talk about how Juneteenth originated in Texas. We became free.
Well, he doing a little bit of rewriting there, ain't he? All those Haitians poured into Louisiana after the Haitian Revolution. What made any Haitian go to Louisiana? Why would that be one of the places to go? Oh, I know. Because if you were split up family-wise, which the French really tried to not do, but while they got over here to America, they were doing very much like the Americans and splitting families up. That's why a lot of Black folks, Creole folks, still have their names. And they don't have slave master names. They have their family names because the family names were preserved. That's hence, again, going back to the French. And that's right here in America for the slow.
On a land that 30 years prior was Mexico, a country where many of us escaped to, along with Canada and the Bahamas, Sierra Leone and Liberia. I mean, where does American blackness start and stop? We do live in a global empire. And I'm going to just say it. Many of y'all just started waving the Juneteenth flag because it was created in 1997. The Pan-African flag has been a staple in black households since it was created in 1920. A Jamaican named Marcus Garvey and the United Negro Improvement Association created it and debuted it in New York. It was created in response to an American song called Every Race Has a Flag But the Coon. All of a sudden, you're talking about this flag represents global blackness? As if that's a slur? You forgot that the man that coined Black Power, Stokely Carmichael, was from Trinidad? The first black woman in Congress, Shirley Chisholm, her people were from Barbados? And we know our music has been exported all around the world, from jazz to hip-hop. But stop pretending like you weren't just at that Afrobeats brunch the other day. A genre pioneered by Fela Kuti out of Nigeria. It was the Black Panther Party that won the ways in solidarity with African liberation movements. And you over here acting like you don't have a dashiki or at least some kente cloth in your closet. I got one more. You know you felt it with
You know, I don't even need to play all of that. That's con man talk. Out of all that he explained, black culture is only global because of the exploitation of it. He literally goes through all of the different ways it was exploited. Hey, my man, that's not a win. Yeah, you know, so they stole it. And America and capitalism was built off of free slaves. You got Wall Street because of slaves. You got Central Park because they removed the former slaves. These people get out here and say, I think talking fast is going to do it. And see, and that's why I'm glad that the brother did come up. We can have that conversation because a lot of cats like that, they do these videos, throw out a bunch of words and nothing gets explained. And realistically, they just full of shit. But I mean, again, when you can hash it out, I want some things hashed out. Don't just tell me something is something. I need to know what makes that something something. And all these, but what he just did is explain to you how badly our culture has been exploited globally. Because out of all that he said, how many rich black folks are there from those different things? All this fraudulent talk. Let me play a little bit of this. This is out of Houston.
The Isaiah Factor, uncensored.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for.
Okay, so they're talking about the Essence Fest a little bit. Let me get on into this because there's some things that his panel is saying. I'm like, the dishonesty is what gets me.
On black culture, but is there a crack in the crown? There's a list of complaints, including Target being a sponsor despite the company's rollback on DEI policies. People are also upset about some of the musical acts. Lauryn Hill reportedly did not hit the stage until 2:30 in the morning, playing to a nearly empty Caesars Superdome. Some fans are asking if Essence Fest has lost the plot and tarnished its legacy. Joining us to talk about it, comedian and radio veteran Nate Todd Smith, CEO of Regal Media, radio personality.
You know, we're even having a debate about culture. None of the people at Essence have any kind of camaraderie with Black America. But set up an Essence Fest to pander to Black America. Remember last year's Buster Rhymes? But this, so what they're not telling you is this ain't just the first year you've seen this type of response. And there was no Target boycott nowhere, anywhere last year. What there was an anti-Busta Rhymes movement because he was anti-foundational Black American. So what we talking about now? Oh, it's Target and it's the rollback of DE. No, it ain't. That ain't what people are out here talking about. And at the same time, are y'all noticing that we're also getting people out here talking about diaspora wars? Well, then either it's about Target or it's not. Somebody lying. And it ain't us. So don't play. Well, okay. I see we're not wanting to do what we're supposed to
KG
do.
Smooth.
So let me get out of here and try something else. I don't know why it's not playing. Get you out of here. What the hell? Okay. Something real quick.
Normally, the crown of summer events, especially for the Black community, placing a spotlight on Black culture.
Mm-hmm. As soon as I get it to the screen, it starts tripping. There goes StreamYard. Hardwired in, too. Wow. You know, it never fails. Let me do this. And I'm going to just play the sound because I don't need it on the screen if that's the case. All right. That's what we'll do. Because you guys can hear from right here. Whoo-wee. It is still. I'm looking. Yeah, you can get out of here. Okay. All right, let me get myself back on the screen here and get to where I need to be. Okay. All right, y'all can hear that.
Media personality, KG Smooth, publicist, Brigitte Roy, and Sherry Hendrino's owner, Boost Marketing, also into public relations and crisis intervention. So, KG, you just got off the plane from New Orleans, from the Essence Fest. What was it like? Because when we see many of the videos, some of the venues appear to be empty. The city just didn't look like it had.
It didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same. It didn't look the same, but it definitely didn't feel the same. And a lot of what the people were saying is because of the new leadership. I was there at the convention center Saturday, prime time, 3 a.m. Saturday afternoon. Normally that place is wall to wall. It was like a ghost town. I was shocked. I was really shocked. And so I don't know. Some folks are saying the acts I thought that the lineup was pretty dope each night. Lauryn Hill being really late on Friday night, that wasn't her fault. That's top of the court.
They're trying to use every excuse in the book they can. Because what sucks is having to admit foundational Black Americans made that call. And it's based on all of that tethering.
That's not her fault. They actually started egregiously late, and Target being a sponsor, the title.
No
sponsor,
one mentioned Target.
Folks ain't doing.
No one mentioned nothing about no Target.
But what they're saying is the ownership. You know, that they are trying to do more with the African diaspora and with our Caribbean family, and take away the Black American culture that started Essence Fest in the first place.
And when you do things like this, what message is being sent? It's the Battle of Jollof in jambalaya. Why is jambalaya so small? And you're going to New Orleans with this as your advertisement. Is this not putting Jollof in a certain position? And you're having it at this is a Black American like expo. And we're gonna come in and we're gonna challenge you. Like, this is mad. Yes, ADOS, it is disrespectful as hell.
That's what the main conversation on the ground was.
And to take Caroline.
Wait a minute. So why did you go through all of that other? Why did you do all of that? All of that talking, it's Target, maybe the rollback of DEI. Well, what I was hearing on the ground, it's all this tether BS. Well, then that's what it is. Nobody talking about no Target boycott. No, you pissed off Black America. Be honest with what happened. Black America stood up once again and said, we're not standing for the disrespect. You're going to go back to the drawing board and going to get this correct. And so what they doing? Man, maybe it was about Target. I don't know. And at the same time, all these folks coming out the woodwork, man, there's a diaspora war. Cut it out.
Is the CEO, current CEO.
Yes.
What do you see as
Wanga.
a problem here? And is there a problem in your mind?
In my mind, it's not. I hate the diaspora wars and everything. And I've been, seeing all these things and people talking on TikTok and all the different sites. And I feel like they're using a lot of words just trying to say African booty scratcher on the cool, like just being very negative towards Africans and people that are Pan-African. And I don't like that.
She never mentioned. Okay, so again, you see what they do. So again, go back to my conversation earlier with the brother. When I asked how did we get here to a position or point to where, number one, Time Warner, who fully owned Essence, would sell it to an African. It's unheard of. Number two, these diaspora wars. We have 15 to 20% foundational Black Americans in the Black Caucus. You got what? I think at the most, maybe 30%. That is at least 70% other. How is in America there not Black American candidates being promoted? You hear all these other boule coons say, you guys need to get you a candidate. We had one. Look at all the stuff they did against Greg Marcel Dixon. So we see what it looked like when the grassroots gets a candidate. You guys do everything in your power to shoot it down and promote a bootlicking coon or a tether. So when this woman is saying, Nette, I don't like the diaspora wars, and she's a comedian and radio veteran. She definitely has some tetherish look to her. But she says she doesn't like. Did you catch the Pan African part that she threw in there? Africans and Pan Africans. Africans don't fool with Pan Africans. So how did you throw that in there?
Really quick, for those who are wondering what we're talking about, many say it's more pro-Africa than it is Black American, and the celebration of the Black American culture.
Yeah. I mean, the lineup is pretty much all Black American, and I mean, if Essence was up for sale, like a Black American could have purchased it as well. So I think
That's grossly dishonest. Oh, so you mean like all of these black hair care businesses that the Koreans won't sell to Black Americans? Like that? What Black American was? See, that's a lie. A Black American could have did it. If a Black American would have tried to do it, they would have got Cosby'd and Puffy. Because when you try as a Black man to use your money to go invest in something that will control a medium like that, oh, no. Oh, no, you don't. So the fact that they let this African have it, yeah, that makes total sense. Because what they know about their good, trusty, loyal tethers, they ain't bucking. Let's hear some more.
sometimes when things aren't working out or you're being evolving or, you know, just change. Essence started in 1970.
Evolving.
The first SFS was in 1995. It's 2025. It's going to look different. America's
Black American foundational Black American culture. What's changed? What's became African about us? What's become African in our family reunion? What's evolving there? The only evolution is you evolved yourself out of Black American support. So yes, the Essence Fest has changed its look. And Black Americans said this ain't no longer for us. You got an easy answer there, ma'am.
different. Everything is different. And I think it's a little bit, a little intellectually lazy just to say, well, oh, it's an African that's leading, you know, that owns it, and that's another one that's leading it. So they're trying to change everything. I saw.
No. See, this is so dishonest. This ain't about you trying to change everything. This is about you actively going on the attack against Black American culture. And who the hell would even be asking about jollof rice in New Orleans? Who goes to New Orleans for jollof rice? First thing I want to do is go get off the plane and go get me some jollof in New Orleans. Really? But things are changing and it's evolving. What's changing about our family structure? What? We're still the same Black folks. What has changed? See, no, the adding of a bunch of tethers and outside cultures, and then you guys come over. See, it's evolving. This is the con talk I'm trying to point out to y'all. This is the talk of a con artist.
Oh, you know, jollof versus jambalaya thing. You know, when people always ask me growing up, oh, what is jollof rice like? I would always say it's kind of like jambalaya.
Jollof rice is nothing like jambalaya. And I like jollof rice, but it's nothing like jambalaya. So now she's also telling you that she's been able to tether her way in for a career. And now she's able to speak and say, well, look at how all of this has happened over here. Spoken out the mouth of a tether. Knowing how to blend in and con. Like Kamala.
Because I think everybody eats beans and rice. We season it a little differently, but I think there's a lot of ways to be together than separate. I think that's.
Don't white people eat beans and rice too? Go get some pork and beans and minute rice. Now you can go hang with your white friends. What? Everybody eat beans and rice. Hey, Mexicans. Did you hear? You guys are family. You need Africans and Mexicans. You guys need to link up because both of you eat beans and you eat rice and you get rice and you put tomatoes in your rice. Y'all practically family.
It's a lazy intellectual argument.
I think that they could have named it something else, like the taste of the diaspora or something like that. But
Well, no, when you're purposely trying to shit on the lineage, you just go ahead and do it. Hey, this is our festival, and we're going to spit in your faces. Okay.
They named it the Battle of Jollof, which was very big on the graphic, versus jambalaya in this small ass font.
But was that one thing? Was that one thing out of 3 days? You know what I mean?
Sure,
There it goes again. See, the voice of the con. Here, he points out an insult to these people. Yeah, and there's the graphic that he talks about. All right there. That's why I use that. Right? There's the graphic. It's very disrespectful. So go ahead and talk. Well, that's just one thing. That's just one thing. Hold on. Back up. Isn't this a celebration of Black culture? Then why, with African organizers, are you having a versus of anything Black American, especially a staple of New Orleans? If y'all don't think that's a slap in the face for FBA, you out your mind. And this one here, again, doesn't this sound like a agenda? And she's defending it. She's not apologizing for it, nor is she calling it wrong.
That was one thing.
And there's so many different activations. There were so many different acts. This one thing means that, Africans are taking over. I don't.
He used that one thing as a reference. And now she's using that as the one thing. Now, in a turn of phrases, it's all things. Again, this is how you know you're being conned. But like I asked the brother earlier, what rich Black person can afford to fund something so diabolically big and wicked? Oh, it'd probably be the same person that they felt that they could come and shit on us talking to, right? Makes sense to be an easy assumption. Kind of, makes sense how you get certain people up in office. Like Jasmine Crockett. Like her last name is Crockett. That woman, do me a favor, family. Go look at the girl that played Riri Williams. What's her name? Thorne. Her last name is Thorne. What's that girl name? Dominique Thorne. Go look at a picture of Dominique Thorne, then go look at Jasmine Crockett. Dominique Thorne, I believe she's Trinidadian. I keep telling you, I'm looking at Jasmine Crockett. I think she's Trinidadian. Her whole history is lineage is scrubbed off the internet, so they knew how to get that out there. So again, but the fact that they could scrub her lineage as well, that kind of tells you that maybe there might be a little agenda going on trying to get these people to tether.
By that.
All right, Bridget, let's hear from you.
I saw different things as I was looking at, doing my own research, and it looked like it's a matter of opinion. Some people say they had a great time. Some people said that, it sucked. And the main thing that everyone said, though, is that Target being the title sponsor was a problem for them because.
That's a lie. That's a lie. The brother told you what the word on the ground was, and then the African comes back, and then here comes the Democratic shield. And family, if that don't say Democratic shield, I don't know what do. I think it's a matter of opinion.
We're boycotting Target, and a lot of people on
Nobody give a
TikTok
damn
and
about no
Instagram
boycott.
were like, hashtag boycott Target, and how that wasn't right because it's like they connected it to Caroline because
How?
like she used to be the head of DEI
Don't know
at
where
Target,
that connection.
and then now they're the title sponsor at Essence. That's for the culture, which is for Black Americans, if you will. And it's been a long time that there's been this confrontation, let's say, with Black Americans and with actual Africans, because it's always been said that Africans don't like Black Americans because we're lazy or different things of that nature. So it just depends. I think part of that comes from that underlying current that's still there against with Black Americans and Africans as a whole. So I hate that they're disparaging us with that.
We'll continue in just a second, Bridget. We'll be right back with.
The hell does that even mean? Underlining current. What are you saying? Admit that these Black people exist and admit that these Black people are the ones that everybody is listening to. Ain't nobody give a crap about no Target. This is the boule not having an answer. It's Target. Nobody gives a shit about Target. Or Jamal Bryant's punk ass boycott. Give a damn about that. When it was the lady, you can't even explain how one thing makes sense to the other. This is a lady that used to be over DEI. We know she left that job, so she doesn't work at Target no more. So now she's over at Essence. Oh, well, maybe it was that. You really think that this is why Black Americans didn't show up to the Essence Fest? Maybe it was that ugly ass way you treated the Black people of that town last year. You sued Black people from that neighborhood to get your African and your Caribbean partner shit popping off. It's a freaking joke. Oh, it was Target. Something to know about people from New Orleans. They got a long ass memory. They ain't forgot what you did last year. And they ain't gonna forget. When they're telling you right now you need to sell it to a Black American or change the leadership, put somebody up there, that ain't a joke. Next year's gonna be a hell of a year for Essence if you don't listen up. Here's the new thing they're upset at, and this is another reason why they're lying. Black people for all these years in America have a mechanism now of punishment. Organized, code following, and you will get out the pain. There ain't no meeting. There ain't no discussion. There's not a Twitter space. Just being on code and knowing when somebody needs to get out the paint. Oh, yeah. What they saying is a problem and a detriment to my community. But what they doing, and we're hip to the play. Because, New Orleans is basically the Caribbean of the North. No, it ain't. It really is not. And so we're not going to make it so. But, tonight was an interesting broadcast. I'm glad that I had the conversation with the brother because I can actually address that diaspora war lie within that conversation. Also acknowledging who really has teamed up with white supremacists against foundational Black Americans. And that's what it is. So when people act like they don't know what time it is, this is the last video I'm going to play before we get out of here. And this TikTok's pretty much lay it out here. So when they're talking about, so if somebody that follows me, if there is a video of saying we didn't go because of Target, can you please send that to me? Because I have not heard anyone talking about no DEI when it comes down to not going to this Essence Fest. It has solely been about Black Americans feeling some kind of way. And they're going out of their way to not acknowledge it. But even more so, they're going out of their way to defend the disrespect. So without further ado, we're going to listen to this sister right here. And shout out again to Black and Native One on X for, again, providing this video on his page. Salute to you, brother.
So I want to talk about the Africanization of Essence, okay? I see a lot of people talking about this, and I think it's important for us to go ahead and give a backstory because a lot of people are accusing the brand of moving away from its initial purpose of catering and shining a light on Black American culture specifically. Not global Black culture, Black American culture, specifically women, actually. So Essence Communication Incorporated was founded by 4 Black men, Black American men, who recognized that the Black American female voice was often overlooked. They saw a lane, they filled it. Now, they founded the communications company in 1968, and the first Essence magazine came out in May of 1970. Now, I could remember these magazines coming in the mail because my grandmother had her subscription, so this is a very big staple in the Black American community, okay? From Essence to Jet Magazine, all of it. Now, in the year 2000, Time Inc., which was a major media company that owned magazines like Sports Illustrated, Fortune, People, they came in and purchased 49% of the company. But it was okay because it was still majority Black owned. But that changed in 2005 when Time came back and bought the remaining 51%. Now, from 2005 to 2018, a white brand owned Essence. Okay? There was a little talk about it, but it wasn't as much outrage that we're seeing, right? Because it still was ran how it should have been ran, meaning it was still catering to its intended audience. Things have changed. In 2018, this guy purchased Essence, okay? His name is Richie Lou Dennis. And guess where he's from? Liberia. He's from Africa. But Richie Lou Dennis is no amateur because he is actually the founder, one of the founders of a very well-known product used in a lot of Black households. Guess what it is? Shea Moisture. Did you know that? Because I know a lot of Black people use this product, okay? Now, even though the company was founded in Harlem in 1991, it's Liberians who actually made it. And the company is actually inspired by Dennis's roots back in his home country because of his grandmother selling shea butter back in the day. Now, in 2020, a Black female anonymous group that is said to consist of employees at the time and former employees accused Dennis of actually harassing them. Also, like workplace, hostility, that he was treating the Black female workers extremely bad, so on and so forth. This resulted in him stepping down as the head, okay, and appointing another fellow African, a Kenyan woman by the name of Caroline Wenga. Now, it is also being alleged that she was the one who actually oversaw the Essence Festival this year. That fell flat for a lot of people. Now, was the ticket sales low because it was Africanized, as a lot of people are putting it? I don't know, but we do know that Target was one of their biggest sponsors. So that could have been it. Beyonce just got off tour. I think a lot of Black women have been spending their money on that as well. And I just didn't see a lot of promotion on it.
That was a great timeline. And again, it reaffirms what we have said. There is an attack on foundational Black American freedmen culture. And, this has been a great broadcast because Hey, GG. What's going on, Cutting? Matter of fact, I need to holler at you too. Yes, indeed. I need to holler at you. Yeah, good to see my family in the building. Oh, Church of Black Power in the house. What's going on, brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to the family. Salute to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member. And thank you for what you do. If you guys have not followed our good brother, Church of Black Power, he has a channel and he holds, actually, you getting a little more active over there, but he holds Sunday service on his channel. Like I said, he's actually adding to that. So there's more than just Sundays. But first Sundays, he tends to have content creators coming on in this space to rap with him. And so I did the first one for June. And so, yeah, that if you go back and if you're in my members area, you'll see the video. But if not, you have to go to our brother's channel and you can see me and him see our conversation back from the 1st of June. And so, you know, that, like I said, that timeline that the sister gave, that was great and brilliant. Because again, I think back to like the people I know that went, because see, it's Essence is one thing. There's also one other big, major Black event by a publication. Who remembers what that is? Because it's been a while there, and that's only been gone for a few years. But like these things are like they're overtly Black culture. There are two events. One is Essence Fest. That doesn't happen till summer. But isn't there supposed to be something that happens in spring? Y'all remember that? What they call that? Ebony Fashion Fair? Now, I know plenty of people from here, like the church I used to play at, all them old Lynx and Deltas and AKs and all of them. Oh, they went in droves they were selling tickets to get into the Ebony. So, you know, the Essence Fest changing, it grossly mischaracterizes our culture. We have, yes, the Ebony Festival, yes, indeed. See, that's I'm like, it ain't just Essence Fest, it's Ebony. Like, who remember, you know, the Jets and the Ebony magazine? My mom actually had got me a subscription to EM, Ebony Man, as a young man. But we had the Jets. There was, you know, that the Jet magazine came out every week. Those were things that dealt with Black culture, Black entrepreneurs. I mean, we got a bit of everything in this. Then also our other culture, which would be interconnected by way of school and church. There's so many different nuances into our culture that these people don't have. They talking about, oh, it evolves. It evolves into what? We're still the same community. So what does our culture evolve into? If like, because hey, we're still here. And so that's I'm salute to everybody who said to hell with the Essence Fest and all that Joloff nonsense. And now I'm seeing people with this idiotic thing, foundational African American. You know how buffoonish that is? First off, you got the African title, which is some Jesse Jackson puppet manufactured stuff. So here, get out there and start having these Black folks do that. So they start identifying as something else other than being indigenous to this land. What's the other agenda? Pan-Africanist. go out there and make being a slave the worst thing ever. Change your name. It's a slave name. Stop playing those slave movies. I don't want to have to relive this. That wasn't about nothing else other than making sure this generation does not show up talking about reparations. So I wanted to really get into, because their talking points are real extravagant, but they're really not. But I just had to show you the voice and the words of con men and women. And one of the things is that they're doing is always okaying the disrespect. Or like the one comedian did. What did she say? Oh, well, just that one thing. Just that one thing. I mean, there was many other things. No. But just that one thing, how about respond to how that's disrespectful? Now, okay, you got me there. On to the next. No, there shouldn't be any disrespect to Black American culture, especially when you're sitting up in New Orleans. You're in a former slave state. Slaves were brutally tortured in that town, made into all kind of creatures by that wicked Madame LaLaurie. And you do it there. A place that also got towed up by Katrina. There's no love being shown to Black America with that. That's disdain. So don't let anybody, because their disdain didn't come off as a win, don't let them convince you that there ain't, oh, well, it's us. No, it's not. And your connection with them people over there connected to Palpin Yahoo, let's not get it twisted, folks. There's some people at play funding this. And a lot of those people like to come over here and have hands all off up in our business, especially this reparation business, and to get bootlicking traitors and scumbags like Jam to get all of these funding partners and be right at the forefront of disrupting our lineage-based reparations movement. Again, family, this is what it is all about. And everyone trying to come in our face telling us that we need to go ahead and we need to stop this fighting, y'all. We need to stop this diaspora war. And family, a war has already been commenced on you. And it's being well funded by people who don't look like you or them. Anybody who can't see the truth of that and want to still push the Black people defending our culture, defending our lineage, and defending the honor of our ancestors is somehow wrong, but want us to kiss everybody else's ass. I got something for you. Matter of fact, you might need a lifetime supply of Sambo sauce.
Sambo.
Understand me? And also remember, one of the major things that people talk about, man, what if Malcolm X was here? You think these people on that diaspora war? Man, we all Black, brother. Don't you think? Now, I mean, his mother was from Grenada, so, man, obviously he would be for Caribbeans getting part of reparations too.
I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, sir, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he can speak Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is...
So you do know he made a distinction between the American Negro and the African. Cry your tears. But that's what liars get when you try to lie on the lineage of the righteous. And so, unlike us, you will always be the cowards because you're the fleers. And we are the people with an exceptional history, an exceptional past, an exceptional today, and an exceptional future. Why? Because Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? And always remember, you can only let it fall from the place of independence. Well, I thank everybody for tuning in this evening. So we got a little bit of folks off up in here. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. If I didn't get a chance to read your comment, of course you know that your comments are on the screen. So your comments will be in the replay. This will be this video will be staying up. So unlike the Saturday lives, this will be right here for your viewing pleasure. Shout out to the replay gang. I appreciate each and every one of y'all watching on the replay side of the game. Thank you. And for all of the support, Black Spider, salute to you. Thank you. Faith Speaks Life. I think I mentioned you. Salute to you. Thank y'all. And yeah, we finna get ready to get up on out of here. But, you know, there's gonna still be some. Man, you know, it ain't all bad. I mean, we gonna have to just start like loving one another. And if we don't love one another, then what we gonna do, brother? I mean, now, yeah, there might be some disrespectful people over here, but that's not all of them. Family. Until the Congressional Black Caucus and all of these boule politicians that have skirted their ways in position to make sure benign neglect continues to go against Black Americans, nobody should get our support until they are ready to shake that tree. But I'm telling you, I don't believe they can. And so for you that believe that we should just blindly support anything that these people are talking about outside of our own agenda, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. The independent Black voice. Those of you in the chat and the replay gang. The Black grassroots. And the voices of new Black media. I think I'm safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, 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 indeed, family. And always remember, if you are in this country illegally, Don't call us because we ain't calling you. However, your neighbor just might have called ICE. And in that case, hashtag fire up the jet.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday today. It's your beautiful day, and we gonna party all day like it's a freaking holiday.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can do so by way of Cash App, $beatzillapdx. Also, we got PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so, with that being said, this whole tether debacle of Essence, it speaks to a lot. And it speaks to what we've been experiencing over the last few years. And I'm so glad that our good brother came up with this absolute most important question of the hour.
Where's your family from?
Salute to our brother Tariq Nasheed. That's a cold question right there, ain't it? Where's your family from? Oh, man. But until next time, family, remember why they hate us.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yes, yes, indeed. Family, y'all stay black. Stay vigilant. Stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed night and rest of the week. Peace.
One time we are giving it for a child marshal, y'all. We're gonna take it one more time if you didn't know it. It's time to get doo-doo-dum. Dookie, that's where we come from. We got the sounds, we know, get like, it's time to